Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. It's working. So I'm trying again. This time I'm on the real stream. The connection is probably not so good. I have to probably switch to my phone. So let me know if the connection gets a little weird. Looks like it's already weak. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. I want to see if this is going to broadcast. Yeah, good. It's broadcasting in America. Yeah. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit from Caitanya Bhagavata. So let's read a little pastime here. So this is the play with Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya sat down with all the devotees and allocated the different roles to them. This is in Madhya Lila, chapter 18. Advaitacharya, with folded hands, inquired repeatedly, "Which role would you like me to play?" The Lord replied, "All the roles are at your disposal. Choose whichever one you like." Advaitacharya was at a loss as to which role to play. He made the usual expressions and danced about, floating in clouds of ecstasy. The other Vaishnavas began a jubilant and melodious kirtan by Mukunda, who sang with a clear and charming voice, "Sing Ram, Krishna, Hari, Gopal." First to enter the drama arena was Haridas Thakur, dressed as a guard, flourishing a full-grown mustache and a turban tied around his head, and a piece of cloth tied around his waist. With an ominous-looking stick, he warned everyone, "Hear now, oh my brothers, look sharp and sit up. The Lord and soul of the universe, Sri Chaitanya, will now dance as Lakshmi Devi." Will now dance as Lakshmi Devi. He wiggled his stick and paced about, his body horripilated due to loving sentiments for Krishna. In the audience, this stirred the same spiritual emotions. With a loud and arrogant voice, he declared, worship Lord Krishna. Render service unto him and chant his holy names." The devotees broke out in peals of laughter, seeing this new appearance of Haridas. and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" Haridas replied, "I am a guard in Vaikuntha. Continuously I travel everywhere to awaken Krishna consciousness in all. The Supreme Lord has left his eternal abode, Vaikuntha, to descend here to distribute Krishna prema indiscriminately and profusely. Today he will dance in the role of Lakshmi Devi." Today he will dance in the role of Lakshmi Devi. Ooh. Ay, 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 Krishna. Ah, today he will dance in the role of Lakshmi Devi. So you should diligently and greedily collect the available love of God, love of Krishna. Saying this, he twirled his handlebar mustache and moved about the arena, stomping and loudly exclaiming with his partner Murari Gupta. Both these devotees are pure loving servants of Lord Krishna. And indeed, Gaurachandra is always residing in their hearts. Soon Srivas Pandit entered the arena. He was dressed as Narada Muni and looking very joyful. He had a long white beard. His body was decorated with little dots of sandalwood paste, and he carried a veena over his shoulders. And he held kusha grass in his hands. He looked about himself as he stood in the middle of the arena. Ram Pandit followed him in with a folded sitting mat under his arm. Holding a renunciate's water pot, Ramai spread the mat for Narada to sit upon. It was as if Narada Muni had appeared in person. The devotees were impressed with Narada's makeup and laughed in appreciation. But Advaita spoke up in a loud, grave voice, "Who are you, and what brings you here?" Srivas replied, "Listen carefully to my narration. Narada is my name. I am a singer. I sing about Krishna and travel the length and breadth of this unlimited cosmos. Narada is my name. I am a singer. I sing about Krishna and travel the length and breadth of this unlimited cosmos. In search of Krishna, I have just been to Vaikuntha, and there I was informed that Krishna has come to Navadvip. In Vaikuntha, I noticed that all the houses were empty and practically no one was in sight. I could not remain in such a deserted place, even if it were Vaikuntha. So I remembered my Lord and came here. Today, my Lord is dancing here, dressed as Lakshmi Devi. Today, my Lord is here, dressed as Lakshmi Devi. That is why you find me here. When Srivas finished speaking, the Vaishnavas had no doubt that in his speech, looks, and action and character, Srivas was the same person as Narada. The devotees greeted him with loud applause. Ah. Hmm. Mother Sachi was sitting with pious and pure ladies, drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness that flowed freely in the play. Mother Sachi was sitting with the other pious and pure ladies, drinking the nectar of Krishna consciousness that flowed freely in the play. She asked Malini Devi, "Is that Pandit, your good husband?" Malini replied, "Indeed, it is so. Sachi Devi is the mother of the universe." She marveled at Srivas Pandit's present appearance, and feeling uncontrollable joy, she fell down unconscious. Everyone was amazed at this wonderful sight. The ladies around Sachi Devi chanted Krishna's name in their ears, and slowly she regained consciousness. Then, remembering Krishna, Govinda, she again became. Oh, my Lord. Uh, Woo. Oh, oh boy. uh, uh. Then, remembering Krishna, Govinda, she again became spiritually restless, making it difficult for the ladies to hold her still. Inside and outside the house, people were moved by wonderful spiritual emotions, and they wept, oblivious of everything. Inside the dressing room, Vishwambara had finished dressing, and suddenly he was overcome and captured by emotions and moods of Rukmini Devi. The Lord forgot himself in thinking and feeling like Princess Vandarbha, Rukmini. He wanted to write a letter to Krishna for help. Tears rolled down his cheeks and became in his ink. Mother Earth, the paper, and his finger, the pen. He wrote down the seventh verse of Rukmini's letter to Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:52-37. The enraptured devotees watched the drama with moistened eyes. Now hear these verses, which call the Supreme Lord to become the husband, the only beloved and protector of Rukmini Devi. Before the devotees, Chaitanya started speaking with the mood and emotions of Rukmini, sending her message to Sri Krishna. He said, "Oh, my matchless beauty, oh, my matchless beauty, when I heard of your wonderful qualities, when I heard of your wonderful qualities, all the material miseries that have set me on fire were quickly removed. When I heard of your wonderful qualities, all the material miseries that have set me on fire were quickly removed. The sight of your charming face is the rarest treasure." The sight of your charming face is the rarest treasure of this world. Only those who are given the eyes to see this wonderful sight by the Lord's mercy are truly able to see. O lion-hearted Yadu King, O lion-hearted Yadu King, your fame has fanned my heart's desire to reach out to you. Your fame has fanned my heart's desire to reach out to you. In this universe, which chaste maiden can resist the attraction of your lotus feet? In this universe, which chaste maiden can resist the attraction of your lotus feet? If she has had but once the opportunity to worship you, in your absence, erudition, aristocracy, character, wealth, beauty, good behavior, and palaces all seem futile and empty. In your absence, erudition, aristocracy, character, wealth, beauty, good behavior, and palaces all seem futile and empty. O Supreme Lord, forgive my shamelessness, for I cannot refrain my yearning heart from rushing out to meet you. Thus I have earned your lotus feet and offer my mind, intelligence, and my very life to you. Now kindly make me your maidservant by accepting me as your wife. Let not the terrible fate make me the object of Shishupal's pleasure. O Lord, let me be your property, so that what is meant for the lion may not be usurped by the jackal. If I have truly worshipped and served the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Achyuta, Vishnu, by austerity, pious works, sacrifice, charity, rituals, and vows, and also by worshipping the demigods, Brahmins, and gurus, then may Dadi Raj, the Lord who holds the mace, come and take my hand and not let Dhammagosa's son Shishupal or anyone else. May you become my eternal master, and Shishupal be driven out from my life forever. And this is the only favor I ask of you. Oh, whew. Tomorrow I am supposed to wed Shishupal, so come immediately without delay. At first remain secretly near the palace in hiding, and then enter the palace assembly with your army. Ah, to save the rest for later. Ah, whew. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Ah. So let me read something else here. It might be enough. I don't know. Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's see. I'll read some database. Some. Let's see here. Srimad Bhagavatam. Tenth Canto. The Advent of Lord Krishna, Canto 10, Chapter 1. Text 1, and I'll skip around a little bit. King Parikshit said, My dear Lord, You have elaborately described the dynasties of both the moon god and the sun god, with exalted and wonderful character of their kings. O best of the Munis, you have also described the descendants of Yadu, who were very pious and strictly adherent to the religious principles. Now, if you will, kindly describe the wonderful, glorious activities of Lord Vishnu or Krishna, who appeared in that Yadu dynasty with Baladev as plenary expansion. The Super Soul, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the cause of the cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activities and character from the beginning to the end of his life. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from master and to disciple. Okay. So again, see, so in Srimad Bhagavatam and all these books is teaching the path. See, the path. See, I'll read this again. It's a very profound verse. The glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the Parampara system. That is conveyed from spiritual master to disciple. From spiritual master to disciple. Or whoever will listen. The effect is the effect. You could be an official disciple or just a well-wisher. Oh, I just like to come to Gaur Hari's class. And here, because I feel enlivened. You know, there was in Jaiva Dharma by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there was a person who took advantage of the Vaishnava readings. The Brahmins wouldn't take advantage because they always wanted to instruct the Vaishnavas. That's what happens. The mode of goodness wants to compete with pure goodness. So they wanted to instruct. Just like here, they want to instruct us how to do things correctly. So anyway, there was this Muslim, and he just liked the Vaishnavas. He would go and he would listen. He would listen to the real Vaishnavas in their Harikatha, and they would freely speak, and they would laugh and cry in his association. Didn't matter, because he wasn't against them, trying to criticize them, try to teach them. He would just go there and he says, I really like to hear from them. I really like when I hear them talk, it makes me feel good. See? That's the secret, man. You don't have to be any big scholar. A lot of big scholars, they don't like these talks. Okay? No big scholar. Do you just like to hear the voice and the vibration? And then the Lord from inside gives you all of these revelations and realizations. From hearing from real devotees. That's the path. So you get the benefit in the parampara system. Now the next sentence is very interesting. Such glorification is relished by those who no longer are interested in the false, temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. And this is very significant, by the way. See, and the thing is, most people still may have some just natural inclination to glorify the false temporary manifestation. Okay? How does this show up practically? What does that even mean? Okay? Well, when you're glorifying football games, oh, I like the football. Oh, my team is so great. Oh, Trump. See, false glorification of the material manifestation and those who are in it, those who are used by it. Trump, he's going to save us. He's our savior. Biden's going to save us. Government, we like the government, or we hate the government. The false glorification or even actual criticism of this, unless you're preaching. You got to point it out thing. It's not even preaching. Because if anybody's listened to me, and as I'm seemingly coming down on gurus and all of that, I'm just trying to help people understand that people that come here will very quickly stop being interested in the false glorification of the material manifestation. And that means false acharyas and false spiritual masters who have not mastered the spirit. They have not been able to call Krishna and Krishna comes. See, if you're like false glorification of false gurus and false acharyas and false representatives of Vrindavan, go out to ISKCON, go out to all those other ones. Everything I mentioned before, go out to all of them. Because I found they were false. Falsely, we're not glorifying the Lord. See, when you're really glorifying the transcendental Lord properly, and people are going to get tears. Man. They're going to get enlivened spiritually. See? You're not going to want to glorify the false material manifestation. You won't want to meditate on it. You won't believe in it. You won't need the governor and government to tell you what to do. Or ISKCON gurus telling you what to do. See? Or any of those gurus telling you what to do. Simply because you come here, you'll get attracted to glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you get activated, man. Yeah, the Lord in your heart is born by the proper conception. See, the born of the Word, man, the real conception is pleasing. The Lord wants to appear in you, in your heart. See? Because you listen and you won't be interested. Just naturally, you'll just be attracted to the real conception of the Lord because the Lord is born in your heart. This happens very fast, by the way. Otherwise, you're listening to these people. They're shooting blanks, man. Their words are not strong. Their words are not clear. They're not conclusive. They're teaching, come to us. We're gurus. See us, see our dhotis, see our rubber stamps from our group. We can take you to Vrindavan. Yes, worship us. Oh, Guru Dev. See, glorify us. See? And I say that's false glorification and material manifestation. If you come here, we'll prove it. We'll prove it that this is life and this is alive and this is transcendental glorification. These are transcendental conceptions which cause the birth of Krishna in you. Isn't that what it's about? Or you want to spend the next 10,000. Oh, look at this, Prabhupada. Oh, all these persons. Oh, they're going to be the acharyas for the next 10,000 years. And they're acharyas and I'm still a peon. They just pee on me, man. And that's what Maya does. She will continue to pee on you until you stop believing in her tricks, in her deceptions. Okay? How do you know who to listen to, man? Because when they give you the real conception, first of all, you'll see they are totally ecstatic and relishing mellows like the Lord did. And you start to pick it up. Yeah, we watch football. Yeah, that's why you see Rukmini is not saying, oh, take away all my wealth. She's saying, man, I can't enjoy my wealth without you. I need you to sit by my side, to be inside me, and we enjoy it together. We go watch the football game together. See? So Rukmini and all devotees are all saying the same thing with Maharaj Prataparudra. It's not an all or nothing thing. You don't have to be. Maharaj Prataparudra said, if I don't get the mercy of the Lord, which is basically love for God, love for Lord Chaitanya, Radha and Krishna, if I don't get that mercy from the Lord, then I cannot enjoy my kingdom. Matter of fact, I'm going to renounce it and take the earring and become a beggar because that mercy is more important. Now that's a devotee. That mercy of this communion and binding the Lord in your heart forever is more important to a devotee. And they may be a rich person or a poor person. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, so such glorification is relished by those who no longer are interested in the false glorification. Sometimes people here might take you 20 years to be interested in the false glorification of false gurus, false acharyas, I say false because nobody is alive in the universe. False demigods. They are not real yet until they have love for God. Okay? If you're not interested in, that's why if people get offended by this preaching here, well, it's because you're interested. You're attached to false glorification of people who are not even born again, man. They have no ecstatic, pure love of God. You want to glorify them. You want to give them respect on the level, even saying they're acharyas or worship them. And you wonder why you're confused. It's only because there's still some confusion about that. Well, you come here and, well, get rid of that. No need for that. No need for glorifying anybody that speculates. No need to glorify Mujis or Eckhart Tolle's, Mayavadis. We just point it all out. Or ISKCON gurus who have not realized Krishna. If you haven't realized Krishna, and I don't see tears squirting out of your eyes, that's realizing Krishna is synonymous with tears squirting out of your eyes and laughing like a madman. If that ain't you, you're bogus in this kind of preaching, because I'm not interested in who's ever on the same pages. If you want to be the real Bhagavatam, you're not going to be interested in the false glorification of false acharyas or false prophets or false gurus, man. Is that too hard to understand? We just nip that one in the bud, because that's the source of everybody's confusion. You got to know what is transcendental. My job in this world is to make it really clear what is transcendental in this world, because it's here. That's my work. What is transcendental? We got to glorify, man. And you're going to feel it, man. You're going to see when you stand up for what is real. If you got lucky to get a living devotee in this world and stand up, you're going to feel the energy, just like St. Paul, St. John, and St. Peter, and all of them. Well said, Guru Maharaj. You make the difference if they don't do anything at all. That's right. We shut them all up. They're just speechless. See, that's Bhagavatam. What's the fault here? We just stand up for the real conception of Bhagavatam, man. It's time to expose the truth, man. I mean, if you want to hear you want to hear the false Bhagavatam, listen to it from a false acharya, a false spiritual master, one who's not these verses, who doesn't stand up and they kiss each other's ass like the Pharisees did. They're people pleasers, what can I say, man? Because I don't want to lose my guruship. I don't want to lose my guru. Oh, yeah, I need this. I need you, the little babies, man. Whippersnappers, man. Children. Time to grow up, man. Herds and the bees. We're going to we're going to make you a real guru. You want to be a real guru out there, or you want to die? Somebody that just all these neophytes say, oh, my Guru Dave, he's so great. He say he's not great. You just think he is because you're a neophyte. And he thinks he's great because he's a neophyte. It's called the blind leading the blind. Or another word is blind guru, blind guides. The blind followers, blind guides. Everybody's blind. Am I saying any different than what Jesus said and what all his real followers say? Only worship that what is transcendental. That's what the Bhagavatam is saying, man. Worship only things that's transcendental. If you can figure that out, if you can get this preaching, man, you are free forever. Literally. You won't fear these guys. They're just weak because they're not in the truth. I take shelter of the truth. Not religion, not religious leaders, not popes, poopy popes in whatever dress and whatever religion poopy popes are in. I do not take shelter of them. I teach how not to do it also. It's got to keep you a little entertained here with some, animation. Love the hard preaching with the fire and the Lord. Yeah, right, man. So you got some energy here. You think let me shake this Vaishnava's hand. It's like a wet noodle. There's no energy. Well, we're afraid, man. We're afraid. We're afraid of the world, man. We're afraid of our guru. We're afraid of our the GBC. No, you come over here and I'll grab your hand and shake it. And some other parts of your body while we're at it. Watch out, man. You might you start cussing there on the here, then the real stream will throw you off for 30 days in Facebook jail. Watch out for cussing. If you start cussing on this thing, they'll throw you off in Facebook jail. No more hugging trees either. Yeah. You want to save the whales? Go to Greenpeace, man. You want to be a nice dry person? Go to the Dalai Lama, man, and go take your shot. Line up in the group there. Yeah. Isn't that a great verse? So such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this manifestation. And that's just practically how it shows up. You're just not interested anymore, practically. It's like you start to understand the purpose of the Bhagavatam, the purpose of the stories, the purpose of Lord Shiva not standing up for Daksha. Daksha represents these gurus, for God's sake and your sake. He represents all of them. They're all like that. Everyone all the way up to Narayan Maharaj. He's like that too. I don't care if he's so great. Yeah, I haven't seen any bhakti in any of his disciples. So therefore, I don't believe it, man. And I see his realizations and they're still speculation there. Therefore, I cannot consider him on the level of Lord Shiva, or the level of Narada, or Rupa Goswami, or Prabhupada. I cannot honor it. I'm just being honest with everyone now. What do we got to lose? Illusion. That's what we got to lose. Let's lose the illusion, man. Let's spell it out plainly. Let's make the path clear into the kingdom of God. Hey, man, not much time. Look, the little demons are out after everybody, chasing them over here, man. Yeah, you chase them over here, man. We'll tell them that. We'll show them there's one door out, man. That is the truth. Jesus was glorifying the truth, man. And I'm glorifying the truth that's going to set you free. Not bullshit, not bullshitters, not the false glorification of the material manifestation and those who channel it. No, not at all. We got balls of fire. Yeah, you're right, man. Great balls of fire, man. That great song. Only neophytes have a problem with his preaching. That's right, man. So, hey, man, you want to grow up? Stay here for a while. If you don't, go out there to the neophyte gurus, man. Go take your poison. Literally, go get poisoned over there. Go listen to changed books. Can you believe it, man? They're, these neophytes. You're just a neophyte, man. You got the government of religion ruling you, and they never do a good job. Here we got the truth ruling. The truth is what? Devotion to Krishna, man. That rules over everything and everybody here and the whole universe. It's the best of all rulers, devotion to Krishna. I'm free in that. You're free. And many of you are getting free in devotion to Krishna. You're free of illusion, free of bowing down. So you can be like Shiva. You don't have to bow down to the Dakshas. Let them react, man. Doesn't matter, man. You got Krishna and Radha behind you, man. They're only going to benefit because nobody has the power to point out their bullshit. Like Shiva, Shiva pointed out, I ain't standing up for Daksha. He ain't no self-realized soul. He's just a goody two-shoes. He's just a demigod. And he's still got envy and jealousy like those gurus, every one of them I pointed out. They all showed it, man. They showed it. I seen it. I interacted with them. They're not over it. Yeah, but the real Lord is here. I finally realized that. Freddie, you were such a nice person that never cussed, and look at you, what you're saying nowadays. What has happened to you? It must be been associating with Gaura Haridas too much. Or Govinda. Yeah. Okay. So descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul, undergoing repeated birth and death. See, when you're really glorifying the Lord properly and conclusively, that's what that's the right medicine, isn't it? Isn't that? I'm teaching this, man. This is, you'll see. It's the medicine to cure the disease of birth and death. It cures it for you and anybody else who listens to you. Now, isn't it nice to have a path like that? That's the perfect path, man. You become better, stronger than Superman, the Flash, all these superheroes in the thing, because you can do what none of them can do. You're better than 1,000 ISKCON gurus or 1,000 Narayan Rajas because you can do what they can't do. Oh, Gauri, why'd you say that? That is so offensive to point out the truth. Well, you show me. Bring one of your champions over there, Narayan Mirage group, one of them, and I'll put our champions over here, those who actually have the fructification of love of God. You can see it with your own eyes, and I want to see the fructification of love of God, proving that you have a real line going there. Otherwise, you don't have a real line. You're just fooling the fools. Because everyone is a fool until you find the real line, right? Isn't that just logical? You find the real line, and the Lord takes your foolishness away, and you still claim, I'm still a fool, but the Lord is living in me. He shows me stuff. I have a relationship, man. He plays with me. I play with him. He reveals things to me. I reveal it to my brothers. And wow, when they listen to what I'm saying, because, the Lord is actually revealing these amazing things, their love of God, like what I've got is awakening in them. My God, this sounds like the perfect path to me. Show me anybody in any religion or anything in any Vaishnava religion that there's anything better than the awakening of love of God in others. You prove it to me. There's something better than that. And no one will come for it. They wouldn't dare. They'll lose everything. And that is, everything is important. All those opulences are important to them, because if they are willing to lose everything, they will be deemed as good as Bali Maharaj. See? Bali Maharaj says, for the truth of Shuddha Bhakti being on this planet in the form of Brahmana, I'm going to give up everything. I'll let it be. He wasn't going to give it up. He said, take it away if you want. I'm going to stand with the truth. The truth is only one real thing. It's Shuddha Bhakti. It's Satchidananda. If you're lucky to see it on this planet, man, just let everything be taken away from you, because it will. It will. Ask anybody here. You stand up for the name of an empowered devotee and a guru that's empowered by the Shuddha Bhakti potency, you'll see all your friends will go the other way unless they come forward here. It's always like that. Look at Bali Maharaj. He lost all his friends. They were, you're giving up your guru. Oh, yeah. They all go away. And they want to take everything. You look at Shama Sundari, perfect example. perfect example of losing. Her guru says, you better leave Gohari. What can he give you that I can't? And he got all angry and all that. And then she said, I'm going anyway. And I'm going to take everything away. I'm going to take the most precious. Money wasn't precious to her. Her bead bag and her name was her precious thing. I'm going to take that away. See? Yeah, she kind of let it go. Okay, it was a little hard for a little bit, but hey, well, that's what happens when you find the real path. And then what does the Lord benedict you with? Oh, his presence. Oh, he lives inside you. You become like Narada Muni. He's got God in him. He laughs and cries and chokes up when he chants. Now you also laugh and cry and choke up when you chant. So what's the difference? Now you're part of the real family. So if you have any problem with this preaching, it's because you're interested in the false glorification of the material manifestation in the form of these so-called gurus. See, to me, I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I have the gold standard, man. The gold standard is the conclusive truth. And I only hear it really spoken here and amongst those who are getting this mercy here. That's what I've been noticing. I can't help it that the Lord has given the gold standard here. Thank God somebody's got hold of the gold standard and the right weights and balances for what has real weight in the eyes of the Lord. What else do you need, like Amy says? See, Sat Chidananda. Yeah. Knowledge and bliss. Knowledge is in bliss, and bliss is in knowledge. Okay? It's meant to be that way. They commune together. Knowledge is Krishna, man. Bliss is Ananda, is Radha. They're meant to communicate and commune together and dance inside our temple. We're just pujaris. If you're fortunate, you come here and listen to this preaching, you like it. If not, go out there and listen to these gurus. What's that? Go your way if you want. You don't like it, it's too heavy to hear the truth. See, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just, clarifying that verse. You know how many gurus have read that verse and preached that verse and they don't know it. None of their disciples know it. But here, you come here, it may be heavy. It may be a weight coming off you. But at least you're going to understand what is the standard. And you stay long enough, you're going to love preaching of the truth. Even though people spit on you for it. People call you heretic and offensive and all that. Doesn't matter. You got the truth. I take show. That's my shield, truth, man. Conclusive truth. Oh, ecstasy. As long as the ecstasy and the truth continue coming, I don't care. You guys, anybody out there in illusion can say whatever they want, man. Yeah, I just see it as purification for you. I just see a little kalya coming out of people. That's all. What do you expect, man? I'm here to hold the line. Prema and bliss, that's all part of it. It's related. Bliss, Ananda. Chickaboom, yeah. Sometimes heavy, sometimes chickaboom. Yeah. See, descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. See, descriptions, that's these verses described, clarified. See, Jesus said the mark of a prophet. Mark of a prophet, what is that? That means they're empowered by the transcendental potency of the Lord. And if you really are, then the rest of the verse he said will happen. Like as it happened with him and anybody else empowered. The mark of a prophet is they clarify what has been said before. That's the revealed scriptures. They clarified. You feel it clarified here when you hear these things? And then they bring forth new things. New things. The Lord he's an unlimited ocean of truth. And you're connected there because, the Lord has accepted you. That's the mark of a prophet. If you're not like that, you're not on up to snuff. You're not up to the high standard of what we're preaching here. Then go out to the lower standard. Go out and think this is offensive to preach the truth, because that's what it is. People who still glorify false gurus, false acharyas, false spiritual masters who have not realized God perfectly because ecstatic devotion is not awakened in their heart. People are interested in that. They're in illusion. And they'll look at this and say, Gohar, you're offensive, man. You're offensive to pure devotees. Where? Yeah, well, my Guru Dev is a pure devotee. Yeah, how do you know? Well, he says so. And he's got thousands of followers. You only got maybe 5 or 10 real serious people. Or 20. Dave has thousands. That's your standard? My standard is bhakti, man. My standard is conclusive truth. My standard is awakening that bhakti in others, just like it is. If it's real in me, in this person here, this fool number 1, it'll be real in an awakening in fool number 2s out there. And 4 and 3 and 4 and 5. Yeah. So that's the idea, You take shelter of truth, you're free. You're free of the words Maya bewildering you. You become confident in the truth. You take shelter of the truth. Yeah. It's all you need is the truth. You don't need any other teaching. My whole thing to teach my friends, well-wishers, and disciples is how to take shelter of truth. Sat, Chit, and Ananda, how you becomes your shelter, and you become an eternal consort of the shelter, of bliss and truth. That's all you need. The truth will make you blissful, and Ananda will make you truthful, make you understand and hear truth and relish it. What else do you need? Then all these bewilderments that all these persons, these Pharisee types, who have tricky intelligence, because they're not purified, unpurified intelligence. Let's juggle some words and everything, and then we can get buildings and followers and be like God and be worshipped. Okay? Well, you want that you go out there. You want to be like Mukunda, go on this sanghas, go into these sanghas and not stand up here. Yeah, Chaitanya blasted him for that, because he didn't stand up. See, what do you stand for? Like Janaki always says, if you don't stand up for something, you fall for everything. That's like when you say, well, what Gohari is doing is good too. But these acharyas out there, they're also doing good. I'm confused. Oh, yeah, well, that's because you have some faith in illusion. See, I have no faith in illusion, man. I have to teach by example. I got to show you that I got no faith. I got to smash the illusion that to the point where you see this gives me the confidence because I have no faith in illusion. Faith in illusion is the weakness of all mankind. Okay? Faith in illusion is the weakness of all men. Men and womankind. Oh, we don't leave out the women. Yeah, the illusion becomes more obvious. You transcend it. The only way out now, especially now. Maya is on attack mode, man. She's out murdering people. She's doing it subtly. She's getting people to go to the gas chambers willingly oh yeah, they're lining up to do it. You don't even have to force them. Now you have to force the ones who have some intelligence. But before they were lining up there. Now you got to force the people. But before they just lined them up. They just See, you believe in her. You believe in lies and cheating and deceptions and deceptive people. And even these gurus and Dalai Lamas were there getting you to line up, man. The government was using them. See? Now you've got to force people to do it that don't want to do it because they know what's really in that shit. Yeah. So, I believe in that preaching here, and that is why I'm safe wherever I go. See, it's how it is. If you believe in any illusion, really have some faith in it. That's your weakness. I've always told everybody, if you want to become strong here, stop having faith in illusion. Stop having faith even in the mode of goodness to save you. Have faith in bhakti to save you. Have faith in your real spiritual master to be saved. And also the pure Vaishnavas that we read about to be saved. And the pure preaching to be saved. Not these guys. Don't let it be peppered in and mixed in with these so-called acharyas. Don't use the word acharya lightly. Acharya means liberated soul, person who awakens bhakti, pure devotion in others. He's a deliverer, man. The Lord uses him to deliver the disciples, just like chapter 1 says. Read chapter 1 of Caitanya Charitamrita over and over again. Read it out loud till you really feel it, man, and really get it. And the Lord shows you that is exactly who the real Vaishnavas are. The real persons being delivered are like that. There's no shame. People try to shame you. Oh, you have faith, too much faith in Gaur Hari Das's opinion. Well, I guess I have too much faith in it too, because it's not of my own. Now the Lord shows me these things. He shows me in the book, gives me great happiness, and I preach it. And then I see, because you guys also are having faith in what gives me life, you're getting real life too. That's the parampara. See, that means, and you listen here, you're in the parampara system. See, you're not. That's why it's tough, man. You can't. Here, I ain't gonna let anybody let them off the hook. You want the full benefit. Well, you'll get that when you stop having faith in the false glorification of the material universe and its speculations and speculators and gurus and so-called gurus who can't get off the ground. They can't, their speculations won't do it. You have to come to the point of relishing devotional mellows to blast off this planet, to blast off into the spiritual universe. That's what's going on here. This is a spiritual universe. The body can stay here, but our consciousness is blasted into that. We have retro rockets, man. Overcoming the gravity of speculation in the world and these speculating gurus and Brahmins and sannyasis because we don't have any faith in it. You have faith in the real empowered presentation here. Okay? Blast off into the consciousness of the spiritual dimension. Your body can stay here, but your consciousness is elevated. Krishna is elevated in you. The upsurge. Tulsinath, what is this here? Does the Acharya deliver those who eat steak, or are they condemned? Oh, good question there. Yes, you can eat a steak, man. I mean, I'm just saying, you don't have to eat a steak. Whether you eat a steak or not eat a steak, the power of faith in a real devotee surpasses everything. You're saved. I mean, these are verses that need to be explained, and I'll do that because that was a good comment there. Oh, there it is. Thank you there for doing that, Janaki. Yeah. So anyway, this is how it works. Okay. People need to know this. Lord Chaitanya, he delivered this beef eater And you can go, you can check it. It's in Caitanya Bhagavata. He delivered a beef eater simply because he was a servant of Srivas, a pure devotee, who was a Brahmin. But this Muslim beef eater got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and became ecstatic and saw the manifestation of Krishna actually at Darshan. And he jumped up and said, "I have seen, I have seen." See, he got Darshan of the Lord, and he was a beef eater. The Lord didn't say, "Well, you before I'll give you Darshan, I'm going to you have to give up this and follow these rules and Ekadasis and all of this, and then I'll give you love of God." That's what most Vaishnavas are doing. They're giving up this or trying to, and they still haven't gotten love of God. And I haven't seen anybody I would consider to have love of God. Devotion to Krishna on the level there. But a person, if they have love of God, and a person like here, I don't ask you what you eat. I'm more interested in that you like these talks because love of God will awaken, just like it did with that beef eater. And he wasn't the only one that got love of God that was a beef eater. There are many Muslims came to Lord Chaitanya. The only thing that was important was that you liked Lord Chaitanya. See? That you were enlivened by Lord Chaitanya. You appreciated him. And then it doesn't matter. You eat this or don't eat this. That's our. This is this postgraduate teaching. See, the Vaishnavas on the Vaidhi level, they can't. No, it's a vegetarian. No. That's all it is. It's beginners. But the real philosophy is right in the deep lila. Real philosophy is there. There's so many examples of this. Look at the demons. All demons eat meat, man. I'm sure Prahlad was probably a beef eater, a meat eater, man, because he was born in a what do you call it, demoniac dynasty. But he had love of God. He was a devotee. So there's verses too. You say these kind of things. Those who where love of God develops in somebody when they get the mercy of a real Vaishnava, then you're saved from the consequences of a lower birth. The consequences of a lower birth is the habits of persons in a lower birth. So it might take you a while to wrap your head around this, Tulsi. There's no such thing as too much faith in this preaching. What is this too much faith? Where'd that come from? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you something that the Lord taught. He could deliver beef eaters. If you would just, it says, the verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj said, those who came to Nityananda, he wasn't looking at. See, Nityananda is an ecstatic personality in the real line. Okay? Those who came to Lord Nityananda, he doesn't look. Are you a saint? Are you a sinner? Are you qualified or are you not qualified? Are you a beef eater or a vegetarian? Anybody would just fall down before him. See, that means not only the body of a devotee, but fall down before the preaching of the devotee. What was Nityananda's preaching? He was a resident of Vrindavan. He knew the truth. He was an ecstatic personality. And his followers, and Lord Chaitanya included, would try to help people understand Nityananda. But whoever would fall down before Lord Nityananda or his followers would get the mercy of Krishna, of love of Krishna, whatever their habits were, and that's just how it is. This is the postgraduate teaching. Same thing here. I don't ask what you eat, but people here, they might eat something. Maybe they eat fish or chicken or beef. I don't know. But they could still get love of God. Okay? Simply because you have faith in a person empowered by the spiritual potency. Okay? That's in the real parampara. Okay, this is many verses. Lord Chaitanya himself quoted the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhya Lila, I think chapter 18, 19, or 20. He said one could be a Sudra. Even if one is a Sudra, born in a low class family, if they know the science of Krishna consciousness, they can be a spiritual master. See? How do you prove you know the real deep science of Krishna consciousness? Well, you wake people up. You save them by your preaching. Whoever believes in your word, they will get spiritual experiences. Not this thing. Well, I'm a vegetarian guru. Look at me, man. Look at my dhoti. Look at all the rules I follow. Look, I chant 1 lakh a day. Yeah, how much love of God have you awakened in anybody? Like the Narayan Raj group, I haven't seen even one devotee I would say has the kind of devotion that Lalita or Johan have. That's visible fructification of love of God. Not even one. And they might say, "Oh no, well, of course they got it, but they don't show it." Nah, blah 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 blah. No, it doesn't even show in their preaching. And now it's time. Oh, you really got it? Well, don't even say you got it, and don't even infer you got it unless you're willing to put your cards on the table. I want to see that you have either a pair of aces or a straight flush or a pair of deuces, and you've been bluffing because Maya's a bluffer, man. It's time to put your cards on the table, the truth. Otherwise, zip it. Don't give me this, oh, my guru never shows it because he's so advanced, like Rupa Goswami, and Narayan Raj never showed it because he's so advanced, like Rupa Goswami. Well, let's see it now. It's time, you play poker, you can play poker and then you look in, does he have a good hand? And the guru can be going like this, "Oh, man, do I have a hand? I gotta hold back this damn. But this love of God is so powerful, man. I got a straight flush. I get all these followers. Wow, he's really got it. I believe he's not bluffing." And he died. They die, and you never seen the real ecstatic, because they've been holding back. So now, followers over there in that group, lay down the cards, and let's see if you're a recipient of that. With that big love of God. Oh well. Oh, that's right. He did say you're not going to get it in this life. Oh, I got many lifetimes before you'll get prema. Okay. Well, if your followers want to continue with that program, fine. Well, our followers here following this message and many other getting love of God in this life already visible. You can go check it out. You can listen to their public classes, public demonstration of what love of God really looks like. And then you can pick up the book. You can pick up the book and see chapter 23. Oh, those who have prema bhakti, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry. And then you look at the devotees. Sometimes they're laughing, sometimes they're crying. Then, if you still didn't figure it out, you can pick up the book again. Oh, sometimes they're laughing, sometimes they cry and choke up because of love of God. And if you still don't get it, you can go and look at the devotees some more. And in the meantime, you're getting more and more purified. And all that bullshit you've been listening to for so long, you start to get real. What is real bhakti? What is real devotion? What is real devotional emotions? And get out of this thing. I'm holding it back. And they got now a nice disciplic line of their gurus holding it back because their guru, they've held it back. It's always a no-show. And they preach and say, oh, yeah, prema many lifetimes. And it will be for them unless they hear this message and they take it seriously. They will get more lifetimes, many lifetimes. In our followers here, they will get love of God, many of them. Especially when you give up the false glorification of mundane persons, including gurus, sannyasis, and brahmins. You want to be intense? You want to ecstatically worship the Lord? You want to have real knowledge of what life is really about? You want to know the essence of truth? You want to liberate other souls? Or you just want to be a sannyasi who claims to be a very high guru but can't do the job, can't save anybody from the illusion? Here we do the work, whatever is needed. Janitorial, Roto-Rooter, yeah, we do that. Shoe salesman, make Krishna fit on everybody's foot, we do that. Love thy neighbor, guru, as thyself. Anyone could get bewildered with those watches. With those watches. So anyway, that's the essence. We're here to do the postgraduate work. If anybody's interested, come here. If you still like baby stuff and you think that a person that's maybe a Christian that has real love for Christ is going to hell, well, go out there and with the speculators, go out with those gurus. They teach stuff like that. They still do, and they will do to their dying breath all kinds of speculations, and they will take another birth. But you guys here, when love of God begins to really manifest and tears come when you hear preaching and you get enlivened by this preaching and you become ecstatic, you're not coming back. You're free. You can pick up the book, Srimad Bhagavatam, and look in there. Brahma said, those who evince the symptoms of ecstasy, tears in the eyes, etc., etc. They don't come back here. They do not take a birth. They're promoted to the kingdom of God. And that is you now. Now you've cracked it. You're finished here. You're saved. Truly, even the book Bhagavat tells you. Your own experience tells you, and Guru confirms it. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. None of these guys, none of these could convince anybody, according to Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Didn't have the power. Didn't have the empowerment. Okay, they did what they do, Okay, they helped the neophytes a little bit. But man, when you get into truth, come over here. When you can take the truth, the heavy truth, which becomes very light. Once you give up, you let go of the illusions, man. Let go of faith in illusion. This is so, you feel yourself rise up. Elevated. You have no faith in illusion. When one actually develops love of God, he naturally sometimes cries. That happens here. Look at Johan. Look at Lalita. Sometimes cries. Sometimes laughs. Look at Johan. Look at Lalita. And they're my disciples, right? Must be bona fide here. Well, what about Narayan Raj group? Where do we see devotees? Sometimes they laugh and sometimes they cry with love because they have love of God. Nowhere to seen. And they praise that as more high than this. And here we're awakening love of God, showing that God is really behind our message and what we preach here. And people don't pay it any mind. We don't even get invited to ISKCON to give a little class. Can you imagine? People believe in illusion over the truth. This is why you see, I believe in the book Bhagavat. I believe in sadhus who have the result of that. Can you imagine? Look at that verse. Look at here. Look at the verse. Look at here. That's devotee Bhagavats being made here. Look at the verse and look at ISKCON. Look at Radhanath. Look at Jaipataka. Look at any of them. Do you see any recipients of that kind of mercy of the highest verse higher than Bhagavatam teaching? Caitanya Lila, man. Come on, we're here for, you want to become intelligent? Come here and listen to a few classes. You'll have to just say, hey, I think he's right. I look at the book. It's right there. The verse, pure verse. Prabhupada's book says that. I look at Gaurahari's followers and students and well-wishers, and I see those qualities in them. And then I look at ISKCON. Look at Radhanath's disciples. Oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. And Acharya Dev, oh, Guru Dev, deliver me. And they all got dry eyes. So where is really bona fide? I'm asking a logical question. Where is God's transcendental potency really working, delivering people? Where would you say? I'm asking a question. I'm pleading the case. Did you know that? I got my lawyer's hat on now. See, I'm pleading the case before the judge. Hey, the Lord. I'm pleading humanity's case. Who? There you go. You saw. Okay, I wasn't there in the hotel when Narayan Raj passed in Puri. The sannyasi disciples of Narayan Raj were having fires on the roof for initiations they were offering me. You see, they don't even wait, not even for him to get cold. This is the thing. It's time for this to stop. It's time for the illusion to stop. This is the apocalypse. Everything is going to be revealed. You want to keep following gurus like that and sannyasis like that, who can't wait to become guru. You know why they can't wait? Because they don't taste this bhakti. If you tasted this bhakti, whatever you are, you're satisfied. I didn't do this job until it just happened spontaneously. I was relishing ecstatic love of God for years. And then spontaneously, people started to come and I started to share, and they started to get devotion awakened. And then Prabhupada came and confirmed that this was his desire. See? I'm not sitting there waiting, oh, when is the guru going to go? And then we're going to do fire and initiate people. See, anyway, so the Lord's pointing this out. This is the Lord's Maya. So it's time, man. We got to show the real path, man. Otherwise, people think, oh, the Narayan path is the real thing. Sorry, this is the real thing. And I'll convince anybody, you come 30 days, any Narayan Raj devotee, I dare you, I challenge you to come here for 30 days. Any follower of even, who's that, Prem Paroja, I challenge you to come here. I challenge him. Any of those sannyasis, come here and I'll change your mind if you're really sincere, if you really want love of Krishna. Otherwise, go out there and play your little games. Get your little neophyte followers who don't know any better. Be a blind leader and have blind followers. And you blind followers have your blind leaders. You don't want your eyes opened? Well, then you stay out there. This message goes out to them and all those groups now. And if there's anybody the Lord wants to be here, because that's not the place for them, they'll know and they will come. Okay? They will be cut free. We're here to free the captives. Many people are captivated still in Narayan Raj group and ISKCON and Gaudiya Math and the world and Christianity and Muslim. Everywhere is still, they're caged, more or less caged. We're here to open the cages. Therefore, there is need for this kind of preaching. Who else is going to do it? Okay? You guys are going to do it too. You watch. You're going to be lions also. Lamb, you're going to have a little lamb in you and a little lion in you. Just like Lord Chaitanya. He had both. Perspiration, trembling, standing in the body hairs, various natural symptoms of ecstatic love of Godhead, which causes a devotee to dance. Yeah, you see these kind of symptoms. I clean the kitchen silently as possible while you sleep so you don't see me. Real bhakti on your knees under the back. I don't quite get it, what you're saying. Yeah, invite them in a ring. Yeah. And your ex, who had a previous gurus, asked you to be her new guru and become guru for others. I came a year later. Yeah, replying to Tulsina. I've heard people talk about that so many times. We are roaring already. Yeah, that's right. See, the nature of the Hare Krishna mantra is that anyone who chants it immediately develops his loving ecstasy for Krishna. Well, not everybody. Many of these gurus who wanted name and fame, they don't got it. They got that. They got what they wanted. And then the problem is those who follow them, they don't get it either. They don't become like this. You come here and then you'll start to become ecstatic. You start to desire to chant. You'll start to make progress. Did have some kind of mystic. He did have some kind of mystic. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he had some kind of, because it was more Brahmin level. Just like Daksha, he had a mystic powers, he had mystic, and Bali Maharaj's guru had some kind of mystic powers. See? But I'm here to free people from that, free from that. That's the Daksha influence. He came in, he had an effulgence, and millions of Brahmins respected him and offered more praise to him than to Shiva. See? So they didn't get the benefit. Hey, so anyway, eventually the Lord showed you Shiva had the real spiritual power, not the mystic powers. I noticed, he had some mystic power for sure, but that ain't good enough. Bali Maharaj's guru could raise the dead. That ain't good enough. Do you like the Lord? Love the Lord? Do you love devotees, real devotees, or are you envious of them and jealous of them? Well, Daksha was envious and jealous. And these people that I pointed out always showed their envy and jealousy towards this person here. Just like with Prabhupada. Prabhupada's looking at the standard. He's the standard, man. Oh, look at my godbrothers, 3rd and 4th class. They're envious of me. Look at that. It just is what it is. See, but there's a different result when you follow the envious persons. You don't get the same result as following a person empowered by Krishna Bhakti. Different result. Anybody want the result here? Well, you can see in the witnesses. See, look, Johan says, this fool chanted 25 years in ISKCON, reading 25 years, was not possible to get ecstatic love for Radha and Krishna. Only through the mercy of Acharya Srila Gaur Das. That's just how it works. You got to come in the real line. Then the books make sense. Oh, yeah, that's why I didn't get it. They don't tell you that in ISKCON, do that. You'll just spend your 25 years there and not learn anything. Lucky you made this connection. See, then you heard something different and you experienced something different. Hey, you've been saved. See, saved by the real truth. Spoken by somebody in this world that's not afraid to speak it, not afraid to show ecstatic devotion. So I rest my case for today. I put it before the judge, the great judge. I plead my case for humanity. Please free them here from all these illusions in the material world. Whoever will listen to this preaching will be convinced, and you'll be exonerated, and you'll get this devotion to Krishna very fast. Otherwise not. You'll be all your gurus, Narayan Raj especially said, you'd be many lifetimes before you get the devotion that my disciples and well-wishers are getting. You're welcome there, Karuna. Yeah. So you want the long path? Go out to ISKCON, go to Gaudiya Smriti, go to Gaudiya Math. You want the shortcut and get what you see here? What you see is what you're going to get. You got any intelligence, any smarts? You want this love of God, or you want some position? Go out there for position. Go out here for the real position of love of God. If you want position of being a false guru, false sannyasi, false acharya, somebody like that, and get false followers who are not real followers of the path of devotion, go out there. Here, you ain't going to come in here unless you really want Krishna. We cut everything away. We trim all the fat, get rid of the chaff. Only people who really want devotion to Krishna. You don't have to be a big sannyasi. Come on, where are you guys going to get a better deal than this? Here, I'm not saying you got to be Mr. Superstar devotee to get love of Krishna. They're trying to be superstars, super renowned, super chanters, super this, super that, and they don't even get a drop of what the devotees here are getting. So rest your case for the day. Slam dunk. And tomorrow we'll start to do some more lawyering here and confront the big judge for his exoneration. So we're going to governors and governess, and we're pleading for humanity that the governor give them full pardon, man. Anyone, this is the condition. Anyone who listens to this preaching and from their heart believes in it because it's urgent and it's reasonable, free them, give them ecstatic devotion. Yeah, this stuff is kind of like George Carlin. Actually, I like him. He's no nonsense, man. He spells it out. Basically, this is like George Carlin, this preaching. See, George Carlin is exposing the world. See? He's just exposing one level of the Maya, And that's okay, and he's very forthright. We expose the whole thing, everything. He can't teach this, but he did something, makes people aware. And on the broader sense, everybody is a servant of the Lord, but we got to do this preaching. It's important. There's jungle growth. We got to go into this jungle because Krishna's covered over, by all this jungle growth. We come in, these are choppers and spades, this truth, chopping away, hacking away at all this jungle growth, all these speculations people have inherited, all these false beliefs of how to get love of God, all these false paths being taught, or slow paths. Slow. I just put it, it's a path, but it's slow. You got to chop away at all this stuff, So expose Krishna. See, expose that to the living entity. Oh, wow, Krishna's awakening. Ooh, I feel the Lord. Anyway, I got to stop. Shut up. Hare Krishna. You get the drift.